even though, for me, I can't really hear the sound, but I can feel a vibration of maybe a karaoke maybe in the background or some kind of thing. Sort of spoils the atmosphere of early morning mist and the rice paddies here in Bulakan. Just something you can share first thing in the morning. Very peaceful. Early in the morning, the early cloud is forming on the landscape. New rice is coming to ripeness, I suppose you'd call it. Sadly though, here, closer to Manila, there seems to be more of an issue with roadside garbage. Spoils the overall impressions of an area. It's always nice to wander just literally up the road from where I'm staying to get back in touch with my wandering in the morning of the neighborhood in which I'm living in. Basically, every neighborhood is pretty much the same. The only difference is that instead of being in La Union, we're now in Bulakan, where I discovered that things are really just the same, no matter where we go. We have the same issues, we have the same problems. In fact, I discovered that the Australian passports are manufactured in Melbourne, in a branch, or I should say, of the Reserve Bank, so they're very secure. But they take about 6 weeks to come. You have to make an appointment to put your paperwork in to the passport office in your embassy here in the Philippines. You then have to wait for it to be processed in Melbourne, where it is then returned to the embassy here in Manila, only for them to make you jump in line again to get an appointment to go and pick it up. Why you need an appointment to pick up something when really you should be able to go to a desk and just give your ID and they hand you your passport. You sign for it, end of story. But it seems that the embassies in each country seem to follow the bureaucratic rigmarole that you find in the country from which you are now residing. So we just have to go along with the notion, I suppose, that things take time. Lots of paperwork, lots of unnecessary waiting, and lots of, I suppose, frustration at the knowledge that things take so much longer to be achieved here. See, it's such a pity. This is a nice area and there's rubbish everywhere. But I'm going to sit and talk for a few minutes on what I can only call a makeshift chair by the water. It looks like when you sit on it, it's going to fall back into the water, but I'm assured it won't do. Why? Because I sat on it last night to test it. And here we are, facing the countryside again, just back from the barangay road, which is quite busy at this time of the morning. Well, actually, it's quite busy all the time. But we often focus on issues of how you will deal with coming to the Philippines, and so much of it is formed within a relationship. your exposure to the Philippines is through your wife, your girlfriend, and things that you take for granted overseas. Never really quite the same here. Everything is 10 times difficult. And I suppose if you're a kind of irritable person, unable to maybe deal with frustration, delays, noise, different food, different issues, then the Philippines is probably not really going to be the best place for you. What you have to remember, of course, is that it is a far-flung country. In many ways, I suppose you should look at it like you've decided to go and live in Bangladesh, because it might as well be Bangladesh, because everything is that much harder to achieve. Relationships, well, that's another story for another day, I suppose, in the sense that what you think is going along smoothly, one day it's just thrown in your face. No regard whatsoever for anything that was achieved before that moment. But we can't really feel bitter. We just have to pick up what we can and hope that some of the learning that we've had in the years prior are going to work out better next time round. Because it's not really hell hath no fury than a woman scorned. And you don't have to scorn her either. She just has to suddenly suggest to you, it's not working. It's up to you now. You have to sort out what you're going to do. Because she'll never admit maybe she made a mistake or she needs you home again. All of those things will never happen. If they do, it's amazing, because pride has a big place in the culture of the Philippines. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And when the sun comes up, maybe we'll do another video. Bye now.